Okay, let's get started. We are going to make a circle right about here. And you can fill it in. That's going to be our sun that is setting. Okay, and then we're going to make a line. You could use yellow for this. I have to turn it this way for a second. Sorry, just so I can get a line in here for where the sun is going down. Okay, so we have our line. And then we're going to turn your pencil on its side when you do this part. And I'm just going to lightly go around the sun. And then out a little further to the edges. This part is a little bit light because we're going to be building colors on top of it. So I will hold it up closer to the camera and show you in a second. Awesome thing about colored pencils is you can just keep layering different colors on top. Okay, so do you see how I did that? This is the darkest, then I turned my pencil on its side and I just kind of went out here like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, I want to get a nice pointy orange. I'm going to do the same thing with orange. And so I'm turning my pencil on its side, and now I'm going to overlap orange on top of the yellow. And then I'm going to go above it a little bit too. So we're going on top of it, above it. Here, and then I'm going to go right across the yellow line we made. Okay. And now that I overlapped, now that I did a lot of overlapping on top of it, I'm going to add some more orange just off by itself. Okay, good. Now I'm going to use pink. Hopefully you have all these colors. And I'm going to be putting some pink in the sky. And again, I'm going right on top of the orange too. And you can use different colors than me if you want. Every sunset is different, right? I've never seen two sunsets that are the same. So we're just going side to side, side to side. I'm going to take this up even higher with the pink. Almost all the way to the corner, but not quite. Okay. This is kind of light, a lighter color. And then I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to go on top of the pink a little bit too. So now both colors are peeking through over here. Put a little bit more in the corner here. And then I am going to take my light blue. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of light blue in this corner. Teeny tiny bit. And on the edge here. Okay. See how I did that? All right. So now I'm going to take my paintbrush, and if you don't have a paintbrush, you can use a Q-tip, and I poured a little bit of rubbing alcohol right into my cup, and then I'm just going to take my brush and wet it, and then I just kind of dab my brush on the side of the cup a little bit, and then we are just going to blend these colors. So everywhere that was kind of, you could see the white in between the colors we made, this just kind of makes them blend together. I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if you could see what's happening to the colors. I'm even going to make my yellow circle stand out more. We're just rubbing, and I'll show you that the same thing can be done with a Q-tip. So here's my Q-tip, and I'll use this side. Okay, wet it a little bit, and then I'm just going to go over. And all my colors start to come together. But I prefer, I prefer to use a paintbrush. It's just easier to hold. So I'm switching back to my paintbrush. And we're just gonna keep blending. I didn't do up here yet. It dries really fast too. Okay. A little bit more over here. Okay, so that's my sky so far, and it will dry. Now we're going to switch to a dark blue, okay? And with the dark blue, I'm going to make another line straight across. And I'm going to, it's almost like zigzags, but I want to tell myself where I need to stop with the water. I'm going to do this on both sides. Make sure you can see me. Okay, make it a little more narrow here, and then it kind of comes out more when it gets closer to you. Okay, so now I know where to stop. In between there, I am going to put a lot of yellow. And it's okay, you want the yellow to touch the blue. Going back and forth. Like I said, there's more yellow when you get towards the front, and it goes smaller towards the back. Okay, Go back through here and just add more yellow. Just keep filling it in. Good. All right, now I'm going to take my orange and I'm just going to lightly add that reflection in. Because that was part of the sky reflecting on the water, right? So I'm just putting some of that in here. Looks nice when you overlap colors with colored pencils. Just keep overlapping them. Okay. And then you can even go back on top of it again with more yellow to help blend that orange in. Pretty. Okay. And where is my blue? Okay. So I want it really dark over here, so I'm going to go back over this now that my sky is dry. So I want it super dark back here. Okay. And then we're going to still use these side to side pencil marks. And I'm making these, some of them darker than others. Like that. Keep going all the way down. Okay, so we got all of these lines going for the water. Now we're going to switch to light blue. And with the light blue, turning my pencil on its side, and I'm going to just go back over all of this and try and fill in most of these white spaces with the light blue. I'm kind of holding my pencil funny because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing without blocking it. But you hold your pencil however it's comfortable for you. Turn it on its side, you get a lot more coverage. You can fill it in a lot quicker than if you're just using the tip of it. That's really coming along here. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. It's okay if the light blue touches the water too. Okay. All right. Now it's time for our smudging. So I'm just going to put my brush in that rubbing alcohol, and we're going to smudge it a little. You can skip this step if you have thin paper, if you're not working with a thick paper, because we don't want your paper to rip. And your art is going to look just as nice. So you can skip this step if you want to, if your paper's not thick. Just kind of rubbing it in, smudging my I want to see if you can notice the difference. So where I smudged it up here versus where I didn't. So it's just a little difference. But I'm going to do that some more. Okay, I'm going to do it to the other side now, just smudging that in. Okay, I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to go around my sun again. And I'm going to take my brush and smudge it. Okay, so I told you this dries really fast. It's already dry over here. So now it's time for the black marker. This part is a lot of fun. Okay, so we're gonna make some tall, I think it's called seagrass. So some of it is going to just come right into the picture like that. Some of it's going to, so we're using from the edge. So I make a line like that. And then at the very top of the line, I just make like a football shape and color it in. Okay, but not all of them will have that at the top, just some. Yours could be in different places than mine. They could all look a little different. Make some shorter, some taller. So over here, I'm going to actually fill it in a little bit. Corner. Okay. So that they all have a place that they're coming out of. Kind of like that. And we're just going to do these all the way across. Make some short grass. See how they're overlapping. Make another one here. And then once you're happy with all of your grass, you'll know when it's finished. Sometimes you got to take a step back and look at it. But once you're happy with all of your grass, your color pencil sunset is all finished.